Alright, I'm having a lot of fun doing these, I guess. Let's talk about Star Wars. Now, we've got 15 minutes to do this. I tried watching A New Hope the other day. Got maybe 42 minutes in. I had to stop and check the time. I was like, of course, 42 minutes. If you watch the first 42 minutes of A New Hope, there's more symbology in there than... Like, I'm going to make something after this, but I've never done a talk or discussion about the symbolism before I made the thing. So I'm going to, like, call it out and then have to, like, back up what I say by doing. So it sucks to get... But deadlines are good. Deadlines, they are cows. The boss is coming. Better look busy. Anyway, Star Wars. So the plans for the Death Star are in this R2 unit. This is the first thing. It's Charon. It's the first thing created, and as well as the 18th thing created. There's two columns, an 18 and a 1. And letters would be an RA, or Ra, the god of sun, I guess, in Egyptian times. Could also be a circled 18, meaning there's two 18s, because it's a 1 by 18 for a 36, but like 18 but twice, R2. Okay, Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi is played by Alec Guinness, a 1 of 7. Alec Guinness is a 1 of 7. He's trying to teach Mark Hamill something. A 13. So you got a 1 of 7 trying to teach something to a 13 of 8. What's 13 times 8? 13 times 8 is 104. A 13 is also a 4 if it's reduced. 104 plus 4 is 108. An 8 reduced. I never thought of this, but an 8 reduced, if it's 2 bubbles, you didn't count for the 2 bubbles yet, did you? So an 8 reduced is kind of like 2. 108 plus 2 is 110. So you got a 1 of 7 trying to tell a 13 of 110 the ways of the Force guy? I want to cry. You know what? I made some shit a long time ago about George Lucas and how he went crazy in 2012. Like, he thought the end of... I think he thought he was going to get caught. I think he was really paranoid, like edible paranoid when you're around people in public, and he was thinking like it was all going to come crashing down, but it didn't. Maybe he got his ones and zeros crossed in 2012 is really 2020. He did good. He made low-income housing in the middle of rich land, and everyone hated him for it, but he did it anyway, and he fought for it. Cool, good on him, you know, like... Why does every stormtrooper have 110 written backwards on their backs? The Death Star is a cellular energy device. The Death Star. The bad guys have a Death Star. The bad guys have a Death Star. What does that make the Jedi then? The Masons of life? Which they have a temple in the early trilogy or whatever, the prequels, and their temple gets burnt down by a rogue member? Anakin Skywalker. Ooh, a 119. 9/11? I don't know. Whatever. 99. 11 times 9. 9 by 9. The 9 by 9. You've intercepted a transmission. What have you done with those plans? What have you done with the plans, people? Keep calm and carry on. I don't know, man. All I see around me is pi. I see Ramanujan's number. I see... just... You know, when you look at that long enough, and all you see is 1 of 7 of 13 of 110. And when I did the decode, and when all the numbers lie down, and that line of a 1 by 5, I call it the Earth, because on day 7 it did nothing, because it's cyclical. 6 is complete, 7 is to circle it, or it's the point in the tetrahedron on the fat weighted side that connects the bubble. It's just that point. It does nothing. You didn't create shit, because you already have all the points. You just identified one. Okay, 1, 7, 13, 110, 21, 43. When I look at the actual order of what those numbers are, it's the 20th thing, the 47th thing, the 46th thing, the 45th thing, and the 26th thing. I found that very interesting because the 20th thing created is Triton. Tetrahedron. Triton. It's a moon of Pluto. Pluton, lord of the underworld, would be solids in mythology, and the Earth would possibly need solids, I'd say. 47 would be the moon, which is beast. Mammals, I guess, on 4 legs. I know gorillas. How many times did you use your arms to make steps and walk today? So, man and beasts are different, I guess. Or less hairy. 46 is Mercury. Mercury is the messenger of God. It has a value of 13, and it's in the 46th position. I find the 4-6 split on the reckoner very interesting, and I really like 13. 13 is an interesting number. I literally just thought of the Alec Guinness, Mark Hamill thing. This is why I turned the camera on. Fuck, eh? 110 on the back of the stormtroopers? Really? Like, it's there. Of course, the Mark Hamill decode will be more involved because he is the next generation of learning. Okay, I was called Yoda Man for a long time when I was born, and I'm called Yoda before Kevin, so the big Y. D, A. Probably Yoda is all the different sides of a Tetris. Wow, fuck. You know, when I made my rant last video, I didn't really look at the last, I think, 7 or 10 minutes of the CBC podcast. And man, that last 10 minutes or whatever, he's just talking about how a unified understanding of the Euclid math of truth and how it's all perfect and infinite and harmonious will never be understood by man, and it's just like the infiniteness is too grand, and I'm sitting there just being like punched in the heart, guy. It's like, fuck you, stop you talking with your mouth. Fuck. I'm only half done. Jesus, what the hell else am I going to talk about? Quotes that I can remember from Star Wars. Like, I haven't seen the new ones. I saw, like, the last one I saw was, like, the Rogue One. That was actually kind of nice. That was a neat one. It was all pretty and stuff. I like desert space, I guess. Really showed you how it's in a cell, eh? Because it has, like, the shield that covers the bubble. Their depiction of space is just not right, but okay. You know, C-3PO, look at the letters. C3. When you combine them, it kind of makes a circle, but the 3 would kind of make it want to be an 8. So maybe C3 is kind of like a 38 kind of thing, if you think about it. PO with dash PO. I mean, if I did it on paper, I'd find it. Maybe you could look it up. Maybe there's a reason he's called C3PO. Maybe it's the reason he's called R2D2. Maybe it's the reason that there's a casting director in all movies. Because they know the story and how it relates to creation code, because they're in on the gag and they know they get the guy with the name, born on the day or whatever. Closeness they want to get to when it gets reviewed by the Academy, who are just another bunch of assholes that know all the same signs and symbols and secrets, and they just kind of like give it a feel of how good you did on it. Like, how well was it represented? How easy was it to see? How much of it was there? How many different ways was it shown? Like, when they leave the theater, did that movie hurt? Because that's how I feel when I watch things. I can't make it through shit anymore. Game of Thrones. Yeah, I just don't want to go there. I don't want to give that ass clown like any more recognition than he's already received in the past little while. That George R.R. Martin. The GMs of the world. The 713s of the world. You know how many like law firms there are in Ottawa that have GM something? GM mechanic, GM, MG this, GM this. I see, it's always lawyers and mechanics. And I was walking down the strip and I saw, people hang license plates in their shop and I just looked at them and all I could see was 3858s. I'm like, why the fuck are these here? Are these here because they're 3858s? Is this like a Mason garage? I don't fucking know. Do I care? Do I say anything? I'm like, no, I'll just keep it inside and keep walking. I look at license plates all the time. Little math riddles. But Star Wars, man, I'm just trying to think of the first one. I don't know. Guess there's a feeling of empathy with the Jedi because when they destroy the planet of Alderaan, I guess, you know, Alec Guinness didn't like it too much. It hurt him in the inside. So, like, I know that the people that know put the signs and symbols out and hidden in plain sight on purpose, but maybe for the purpose of someone like me looking at them or you looking at them and kind of seeing the truth and maybe starting to ask the questions to like advance civilization and advance, you know, like evolve man into understanding a little bit more. Like, it's not hard, this stuff. Like, I could be full of shit, at least vetted, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's kind of sickening how it's in everything. So, God damn it, though. It's an interesting symbology, but like the way that if you think about how Anakin Skywalker becomes the Jedi, but he wasn't looking to do this. He was minding his own fucking business, being happy and like getting sand in his vagina all day long. So he was you know, a little slave even. Like that flying dude. I was looking at this, and what's his name? Grotto, the guy with the snork thing. Like that looks like his face. Just playing around. I'm like, look, it kind of looks like Grotto or whatever. The slave master is like staring at me on my whiteboard in this room, and I can't unsee that. He bets his slaves or something, or the freedom of his slaves, and then that slave goes on to take down the biggest slave empire, which are the Jedi, and then the bad guys create a cellular energy unit, and the good guys, who we think the Jedi or the rebellion, want to stop it. It just stopping progression of mankind and cellular knowledge. It's just kind of like that. But I'm glad that like Lucas and all that, whatever, they all like stepped away from that, and all these new assholes are telling the same story but different ways. And all you people hate it on the internet. I see so many things about how the new movies are so bad. I don't even want to look at those guys. Like, just again, I don't want to give attention to things I know that are going to be there. The sand people. I don't know, sand people. The sand people. So, I guess I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to mix in music because you can't just make like a clip. And I don't want to talk. I find that when I make montages, I personally, for my own rewatchability of my own videos, prefer it when I say no words. So I'm sure I can find a couple records in here that will go with Star Wars, you know. The Darth Vader mask is the Reckoner upside down. Grotto's face is the Reckoner right side up. Alec Guinness, 1 of 7. Mark Hamill, a 13. 104, 108, 110. 2143 is always hard. Maybe that's the sister, right? Because he's a twin. Leia Organa Solo? No, Leia or... Is that what it is at some point? LOS. She's princess. Slop. Yeah. I don't know. It's puzzles. Tells an interesting story. Hopefully I'll tell it better when I actually do it. Okay, I'm a little less concerned, but more concerned about the music. I work tomorrow, and it's 12:05. All right, let's see how fast I can get it done. Maybe I'll use deadlines from Arcals. I guess that's the third podcast. Isn't it always uplifting? Learning things that are staring around.